All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another edition of the RnRGzrs show, your weekly outlet for rock news, new and updates and whatnot. And busy show this week. My goodness, we've got LiveNation, Cher, Jagger, all sorts of good stuff going on here. Updates. My goodness, Pink is in the news for crying out loud. Ted Nugent, Brian May, all sorts of good stuff on this week's program. I'm your host, Murph, and can't do without my co-host, Doc Vox. How you doing there, Doc?
Doing quite well. Doing quite well. Now we're into October, which, by the way, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So get yourselves checked out, ladies. And
Sure.
but yeah, thanks for checking out another week of rock news. Love our viewers, our regulars. You may notice this week it's going to be a little different show. We're going to be a little shorter, and we'll do more items on the podcast. We'll have additional items on the podcast, so additional content. So
Yeah.
yeah, so sounds fun, man. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, some really amazing stories this week, dude. I gotta say, man, some
Holy
mind
cow.
blowing stories, man. So yeah, man, LiveNation has said that they're changing one of their practices or changing a policy here.
Well, Doc, we talked about this a lot, and this has come up a lot in the rock news in the last couple of years from some of the lesser bands, but at pretty much a wide spectrum. It's about the merchandise sales, how usually the venues get a cut of the merchandise sales, which it isn't bad enough. These poor bands are just trying to make ends meet, and then they can't even get 100% of the money when they're selling their merchandise. They've been getting chopped up by the clubs and the promoters and whatnot.
Right.
So here's his headline. The headline says, Live Nation ends artist merchandise cuts at clubs around the country. Yeah, you're thinking, oh, that's great. And Live Nation, they've launched what they're calling it is the On the Road Again initiative, a new program created with the legendary Willie Nelson in support of developing artists and the integral teams that support them. And it sounds so good. What this entails is, it's what they say is this is Willie Nelson actually. He says touring is important to artists. So whatever we can do to help other artists, I think we should do it. The program will impact thousands of artists this year and help make touring just a little bit easy. Nelson said, but see, and it sounded all great and dandy. All of the Live Nations clubs are going to be investing in developing artists by providing $1,500 in gas and travel cash per show to all headliners and support acts, on top of nightly performance compensation. Additionally, these clubs will charge no merchandise selling fees, so artists keep 100% of merch profits. And you're thinking, oh, this is magnificent. Finally, they're getting it. They're helping out the artists. And then geez, you know how much we talked about this.
Yeah, they put this out, and they say with Willie Nelson, basically, I think he's just putting this song on the road again, associating with. I think that's all he's got to do with it, really. But they put this out like they're helping out the small venues, that kind of thing, which they own. I don't know what a large percentage. I'm sure. I don't know for exactly, but I'm sure it's a fair amount. Mm-hmm. And it's got the they're not going to charge the merchandise fees. They're going to give a $1,500 stipend and also bonuses for crew members and promoters and kind of behind the scenes folks. So it sounds like this great plan they're going to put out. And you saw it on a lot of the social media, all the ones that we follow, that we get news from. They all had it, and the Live Nations, the second coming, and this is going to be great. And the cynical geezers that we are,
yeah.
And this is where we're different from other show folks. We don't just go Murph. Murph gets the journalist award of the week. He dug a little deeper on this, as we thought it should.
It should be looked into. Well, and, we thought the planets had aligned. It's like finally, everybody's getting it. But then I come across this article about a week later, And it says, "Whoa, Nelly!" It basically throws the brakes on the whole situation, saying that independent venues and others they're criticizing Live Nation's new program, and it's for good reason. Critics say, like the National Independent Venue Association, which I'm sure entails probably quite a few venues, I imagine, across the nation.
I believe what it says. There's like 4,000 small venues in the country. I don't know that they're all in this association, but you got to think, right? I mean,
probably got to think most of them got a they got a leg in this fight. But subsequently, they point out that the details in the fine print, they said, makes the program a non-starter at best and a detriment at worst for most independent venues. In fact, Live Nation will only employ the On the Road Again initiative for a limited time at a small amount of club venues. And Neva claims it'll actually squeeze out other small independent venues. So here it's only going to the end of the year. So it's only 3 months, and then only on a few of their selective clubs. So it's just all window dressing, basically.
Yeah, Live Nation, they're the big evil corporation, man, and they're doing this to their advantage. They're not doing this to be a nice guy. Like, like I said, a lot of these outlets are kind of carrying the water for them, man, kind of doing the heavy lifting for them, trying to make them look good when that's not the case. And we're finding out that definitely isn't the case. And like I said, it's going to squeeze out some of these smaller venues. So why are they doing it at select places? It's probably these places that are going to be, advantageous to them to squeeze out the little guy, and I'm sure that's the goal. Just I hate to be cynical like that, but I'm sure that's it, though. I mean,
here's a recording labeled "Tank Crime." So they say the mainstream media press did us all dirty yesterday by not adding "quote for the next 90 days" unquote to every headline about Live Nation ending merch cuts. I shared an article with skepticism, but still became part of the misinformation. Big PR move. Everybody ate it up. So
yep, that's it. Yep.
I can't expect Live Nation to do anything to help. Jeez, it's all about the money. So yeah, they're not helping anybody. A few small clubs, for 3 months, and then we'll go back and taking every penny you have. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure that's some sort of trial run. They're going to see how that's going to affect the bottom line and. You just know it is, man. So yeah, don't be fooled when you see these big corporations coming out as being for the little guy. There's something behind it for sure, man.
Oh yeah. Here's where the show takes a real left turn here. There's Cher, Sonny and Cher, as a matter of fact. Love her. Everybody loves Cher. We know Cher. Jiminy, she's the best thing ever. She's born Sherilyn Sarkisian. I'd be like, I loved her ever since the 60s. With her and Sonny the Cher, The Beat Goes On. What was their other? They had another.
I Got You, Baby.
I Got You, Baby.
Dude, I played that at every wedding I ever did, at every, anniversary, all that stuff. So yeah, big song.
Did you do the from the 60s? Yeah, here it is, the big time show.
No. Just soon as as soon as that comes in, everybody knows, and yeah, it's
And her Sonny, they had a good run. They had a daughter, Chastity, who of course everybody knows now is known as Chaz. And this article concerns the son of Cher. That obviously Sonny died. He died in a skiing accident, so Cher's been alone forever. Obviously, everybody knows. But she was with Greg Allman for a while. Then they bore a child, and that child was Elijah Blue Allman. Yeah. And this is really crazy. Now this also the headline reads, and this is just I love it. Cher hired men to kidnap son amid divorce proceedings, daughter-in-law alleges in court documents. Now, of course, this isn't Chaz. This is Elijah Blue. Apparently, wow. Do you want to go into this, or you want me to go into it?
I can go through a little bit, and you kind of fill in the holes.
Sure.
It's during the divorce case proceedings, this kind of came out. So apparently, they're going through a divorce. Elijah Blue and his estranged wife, Marie Angela King.
Mm-hmm.
And so they filed for divorce in 2021, got together briefly for like 12 days in November of 2022. And Cher wasn't having it, man. and Cher hired 4 guys to have him kidnapped, and they broke into the hotel room and had him removed. And the wife's freaking out. What's going on? And I guess this happened actually on their anniversary. Maybe that's part of them. Maybe trying to reconcile. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but so it says, what's going on, and one of the 4 guys told her this is your mother-in-law. So Cher, and so they're she's bringing us up in court. At the time, she said she was currently unaware of her husband's whereabouts, his well-being. Right. They didn't took his cell phone. So yeah, very, very bizarre story, man. Very bizarre story.
Yeah, and in the same document, King also claims that her mother-in-law Cher asked her to leave her home with Allman without retrieving her belongings when he went to receive medical care at a facility that was not disclosed to her in August 2022. So obviously, he's probably had issues with drugs or whatever.
Right.
I got to imagine that has a lot to do with it, because I don't know what kind of drug she's on though to get 4 people to come and take his ass away.
Cher, man. I'm getting a sense that she's kind of thinking that maybe he's a little unstable right now and trying to protect her son from this evil woman, and trying to get and then finding out that they could possibly reconcile and are trying to get back together. She wasn't having it, man. She's had him breaking in there. So
he was born.
I don't know where. He's what, 47 years old. So he's older kid. I mean, I remember back when he was born.
And he was estranged from Greg, his dad, for a while. They reconciled a few years before Greg passed on.
Okay.
But he's a musician, obviously, and now Herman Cher basically estranged. In 2014, he told the Daily Mail that he knows his mother has always tried. He has also explained that their relationship will always repair itself, saying I'll be mended because it has to be. It will just take time. And then at the end of the article, it says Cher will release her Christmas album later this year.
Right on.
Yeah. Get that plug in.
Yes, the good old cheery feelings of sitting around.
Oh gosh almighty. But how bizarre. Well, I'm sure there are a whole boatload of family dynamics that we don't know about, that we don't want to know about.
So the article doesn't really go into her legal situation. I don't know.
Is that legal? He's an adult.
I'm sure she's been charged with such, or must be, right? I don't know.
Oh gosh,
they haven't gone into that. Well, right now, I guess it's just accusation from the daughter-in-law in the divorce proceeding. So
I think she should be in jail for. She should be in jail for humping that big gun on that Navy ship on that one video. I can't remember which one that was.
If I could turn back time. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
She had gone to jail for that. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I remember she was married to Greg Allman. I'd love me some Greg Allman, greatest white blues singer ever, man. And remember she was with Gene Simmons for a while, and all that kind of stuff. So, no, I just wonder if she gets into legal trouble, or if the lawyer will take the case pro bono. All right, had to get that one out
there. Oh, geez. That's wow.
I'll show myself out. I'm sorry.
Wow. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And whenever she was out with Gene, he would always have the black face mask on, because he was never seen at that point.
Or whatever. Yeah.
So isn't that exciting? Good riddance.
But yeah, Cher, you can relate as a parent. You want to protect your child, but this guy's 47 years old. I mean, obviously got some mental issues. I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. I hope we do. It's a fascinating case.
Oh man, crazy. And here's let me see here. What do we got? Oh, the Jagger story. Yeah, kids, celebrities and their kids. And we came up with a story that's very interesting. I really think this is great. It's all about Mick Jagger. And where is the man, the legend? There he is, right there, Mick Jagger. He suggests, this is the headline, Mick Jagger suggests that the Rolling Stones back catalog could be given to charity. And holy schmokums, what an outstanding idea. And the subheadline, the children don't need $500 million to live well. Come on. That's the headline. He's quoting Keith Richards from the Hell's Angels Festival, Altamont, when Keith Richards said, "Come on, if that cat doesn't play, we ain't. If that cat doesn't stop, we ain't playing. Come on." So
who's
Mick
fighting
says, yeah,
and what for?
who's fighting and what for? But Mick, yeah, and I think that's a brilliant idea. And the fact that this is the first we're hearing of a major celebrity, musical celebrity, saying that is sort of surprising, considering all the money that's in the music industry. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, this came out in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and this is all post 1971 catalog. So I can only assume the stuff prior to then has already been sold. I assume, I don't know, but he says he has no plans to sell the post 1971 catalog, and he says maybe do some good things in this world with the money. He's got 8 kids. People may know wow. he's got 8 kids through at least 3 different wives: Bianca, Jerry Hall, and God was the other one. Anyway, and I can see his heart being in the right place, but I could see that really getting mismanaged too, man. So I don't know. That's almost one of them cases where we talk about just maybe just selling the catalog, do some good with the money while you're around, and set up some foundations, some trust, whatever. And
well, that's the thing to do. Yeah, you're right though. Yeah, sell the cat. Yeah, that way you've got control of what charities the money goes to and stuff. Don't just whip it out there. My always thought, like, if you got $500 million, you invest that $500 million, and whatever income you pull off of that $500 million, you spend 80 of it on charity, and you put the other 20% back in to the investment. So it just keeps growing every year.
Yeah,
it'll just grow and sustain itself. These guys ought to do that. Doggone it. All these there's so many billionaires now in the music industry. Rappers and rockers and
that's true.
Just the fact that this is the first time we're hearing of a main guy saying, when I die, my kids don't need all that money, and geez, like somebody like Elijah Blue, if he gets a boatload of money plopped on him, that could be a problem.
Could be bad news, right?
He's put up a trust for your kids, so they've got a continuing income every year that doesn't make them filthy rich and stuff, but keeps them sustained so that they have to go out on their own and achieve their own greatness and wealth. And you can always do stuff like that, but when you got hundreds of millions of dollars, so
it's gotta be tough to find that balance, with kids when you got that kind of money, kind of keeping them real, but still providing for them. It's got to be tough, man.
But Jiminy Creepers, that is just whack, man. That is just the fact that we haven't heard anybody else at all. Just wow.
Yeah, right.
Or even these big million. Well, I think Bill Gates has said that at some point he's going to give all his money away to charitable. That's what they should all do, quite honestly. Let's face it. They should all give the doggone money to charity. The government ain't helping us out at all. So good for him. I hope they follow through on that. I don't know how much it's going to be. He said like 500 million. I don't know if it's going to be that much now. The early catalog, if that was included, I could see 500 billion.
71 still. That's large chunk.
A lot of good stuff on there. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. That's a cool thought on his part. So we'll see if he follows through. So there you go, man. Oh, we got a lot of updates. Too many creepers.
Let me.
It just keeps on going.
Some stories we've been covering. Just kind of update with everybody here real quick. Not go too deep into them, but we're always talking about Ozzy. So Ozzy says he wants to do one more album, then go back on the road. And y'all know what we think of that. And
ad infinitum. I think he's nuts. I think it's not going to happen. But okay. Good. He's proven me wrong before, so there you go. Yeah.
Obviously, also, speaking of the Osborne family, they have a podcast going, which one of our viewers, our loyal viewer, Brian, reminded us of. It's 3 episodes in. And if you're interested in that, that's out there. So
they talk everything, politics and all sorts of stuff.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Crazy.
And then keeping in Ozzy's world a little bit there, we talked about this being brought up and invented or whatever and contrived and put together. And now it's actually seeing the light of day. And they have debuted the Black Sabbath Ballet.
Yes.
So on September 23rd at the Hippodrome Theater there in their hometown of Birmingham,
England.
Yeah. And yeah, it's actually seen the light of day, and it's hit the stage. So
I saw a video of Tony actually played the last song of the ballet with the thing. It was Paranoid. He was actually on stage playing with the ballet Paranoid. I saw that video. It was very cool. Yeah.
I like Borders. That's such a surreal thing, and Borders kind of Spinal Tap kind of is. It's just I don't know,
yeah.
man. It's just yeah.
You play Black Sabbath playing with an orchestra. That's like insane. But yeah. All right.
And the last couple here, we talked about Bruce Springsteen postponed a few shows because he had peptic ulcer disease. Well, that's gone for the rest of the year now. So the rest of 2023 is shut down, and he will pick it up next year.
And here's one you called.
Long those arrows, same lines, Aerosmith. Yeah,
we called it.
Talked about last week where he was going to be out for a month with bleeding vocal cords. And I said at the time, it seemed like it would take longer than a month. And me being Doc Vox, doctor of the voice.
True that.
They have postponed the rest of the 2023 as well. So they'll be shut down for a while and possibly longer. So we'll see. It's actually broken. The vocal cords are broken.
That could be done, man. That could be. He could be done.
Yeah, that sounds like a career ender, man.
Yeah. Well, they gave it a shot. They gave it a
modern
good shot.
medicine does miracles, but
true that. So, we'll see.
What just an update on some stories we've had going, and
sure enough.
Let's some other stuff.
Let's move on in here. Yeah, Pink is in the news. This is really bizarre. There's a video floating around the interweb. She's at a concert, and some numbnuts. Well, the headline is Pink fan kicked out of concert.
Numbnuts, no pun intended.
Oh! Pink fan kicked out of concert after he holds a bizarre message about circumcision. Now, this guy's holding up his phone. He's fairly close to Pink.
Yeah.
And she commented how, boy, you spent an awful lot of money to be able to get up here and say that. And he was raising on his phone, the message was circumcision, cruel and harmful. And Pink, she saw it because she's out there doing her acoustic set. So she's out in the front of the platform, the stage here. So he's right there. He's like 15 feet away. She reads it, and she's just like, she says, real calm. It was very, very, it wasn't one of these, so bitch, throw the mic, or one of those deals. She just sat there and said, oh, you're making a whole point right now, aren't you? Do you feel good about yourself? You spent all this money to come here and do that? I'm going to have to buy a Birkin bag with that type of money. Get that shit out of here, Pink said. And then the man turned around, showing it to all the crowd.
Oh, yeah, he's all proud of himself, yeah.
Oh, he's proud of himself. I wonder how proud he was when the two burly men approached him. He sat down like, they won't notice me. Oh no, they escorted his ass right on out of there. What a jerk! What an and you know what it started from? Pink thinks this started. She had a videotape of they were on the beach, and you know what happens when the child's on the beach and it gets a diaper wet? It falls off. I mean, the thing weighs a ton, and apparently they can see the circumcision or whatever. And this guy must have taken, holy offense because he's so virtuous and so righteous that
once
he
again,
knows
sir, your journalistic acumen it knows no bounds. I was wondering why. Why is he doing this to Pink? What's the connection with Pink?
Yeah.
And I could not find it, but you found it, sir. Yeah. Congrats.
And excellent. Well, I had 3 youngsters, and yes, we get out in the water, and the diapers, they tended not to want to stay put. So. And that happened in the video, and the guy obviously went nuts. And what a jerk! What an idiot! Oh gosh, that's pretty crazy. I disappointed in the male species. What the
connection was, and I wonder too, was that, did he go there for that purpose? Was that
I would bet. I'm going to. A guy that nuts. A guy that. I think
if he did, he would be bringing a sign or something, but just to have it on the phone. But then again, he knew he was going to be up close.
Boy, oh boy.
Was he on a date? Maybe he was on. I'll go see Pink with you, but I'm gonna, yeah. These circumcision dudes, they could be like militant, man. These guys are like really weird about that stuff, man. These guys are like, like,
and they need the mind their own business. Yeah, mind your own business. Gee, many creepers. And of all the places, wow, it takes all kinds, I guess, brother.
And this is the second odd thing we've seen at a Pink show. Remember? Oh God, I think she was overseas, and somebody, I think it was over in England, if I remember right, and somebody threw the mom's ashes on stage.
Bag of her mom's ashes up there. It's like, what what am I supposed to do with this? Make a chocolate drink? What? Who? Like Cartman did? Yeah. No, that wow. Yeah, she's cracking some weird people there. Come on. Speaking of weirdness,
they find their ways up front to the stage too.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's an odd couple. There they are. Ted Nugent, Courtney Love. Ted Nugent offers a proof about the Courtney Love relationship. This is so odd. Where the hell this came out of? Well, in a 2004 phone-in interview on the Stern Show, Courtney Love claimed that she was 12 years old when she had oral sex with Ted Nugent. Oh boy, the whole singer appeared on the show once again in 2013 and said she was actually 14. And Nugent claims, I've never met Courtney Love. Why? Well, we all know why she would lie like that, because she's been so stoned and so brain dead for so long. I've never met her. I have proof that I didn't have any relationship with Courtney Love because I have both my arms and I've never had rabies. Oh boy. Wow.
See, that sounds like such classical deflection, man. I believe Courtney, dude. I believe
I would
Courtney,
believe her.
man.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, we know he had the one young lady, had the parents sign the young lady over to him, remember? So that he could, cross state lines with her and stuff. And, she was a teenager. So, yeah, we know Ted had a penchant for the young ladies back in the day.
I just wonder how he would have met her. If he's only like 14 years old, she's not in a rock band anymore or something. People find their way backstage and stuff, man. I'm sure she was an attractive young lady. But yeah, on the later episode, a couple years later, she was on Stern again. Actually, it was 2013, and she corrected herself that she was 14. But so Ted addressed this recently on the Nightly News. That's why we're bringing it up. And that's the statements that he's made there. Yeah. To say, I didn't get rabies from her. Yeah, she was 14. She probably wasn't all, skanky like she is now and stuff. But no, I believe Courtney, man. I mean, I couldn't even doubt it.
And of course,
2 years afterwards, he of course released the song Jailbait with the lyrics, well, I don't care if you're just 13. You look too good to be true.
Yeah, see, we know.
Okay, terrible Ted. Whatever. Jeez. Yeah, that came out of the clear blue sky, but
there's interviews with him speaking about him, back in the 70s and 80s when it was a little more I don't know.
Gosh. Tolerable.
There you go.
Yes,
yeah.
Tolerable, yeah. Oh, enough of the terrible one. Let's get to the great one, and that would be the very own Sir Brian May. There he is right there, looking natty, if you will. Is that what I say? Over there in Britain, England, I don't know. I'm sure there's some quality British word that would describe him right there with his nice British order of the whatever. But it turns out Queen rocker Brian May, he's proud to have helped NASA return the first asteroid sample, because as we talked about before, he's not just a sir. He's not just one of the great rock guitarists of all times. But he's a what is he, doctor?
He has a PhD in he's an astrophysicist. Yeah, PhD. So yeah.
So he took time off from practicing from some cooking concert tour, to give NASA a little help in returning their first ever asteroid sample from a space-borne rock. And he thanked NASA for allowing him to be part of the team. Holy schmokums. How about that? Yeah. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Put the rock world on hold so I can go help NASA with all this science. That's just so fabulous. He's so cool.
I just picture these NASA guys sitting around, and they got the pocket protecting all that, and they're trying to scratching their heads, and they're trying to figure. And somebody remembered the Brian May's floating head video.
Yes.
And so we need Brian May.
He's floating.
We need Brian May.
They would have his head on one of the video screens for sure to give him inspiration. But that is just so cool.
At some point, NASA said, "Hey, we need Brian May to help us." So, Brian May helped them. And what they do? Got a sample, the first sample from an asteroid, right?
Yes, a
Spaceborne Rock.
250
Time,
gram dust sample from the Bennu asteroid. And the mission took 7 years, almost to the day, to complete. Boy, this ain't this is rocket science. Yeah, this is rocket science, by golly. So, man, good on Sir Brian, man. Kudos
Once they
to him.
completed it, did they all, did they play We Are the Champions,
I would
like
think,
in the background and stuff,
All the nerds are there. Oh, man, I'd love Keep Yourself Alive. Man, I ask him all these musical questions. Right. You'd have to settle down. Settle down, nerds. We got to get this, this dust
we got to get this asteroid,
Come on, yeah. So good on Brian, man. Very cool, very cool. Well, I'll tell you what, man. That's a pretty cool show right now. We're going to be bopping over to the podcast for more content. If you want to stop on by there, we'll be continuing on because there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. We just gave you the really important stuff right now, so we hope you'll stop on by the podcast. And what do you say, Doc? Do what you do, man.
Oh yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, we do this every Monday, and starting this week, a little different format. So hope you enjoyed our show this week's episode. And yeah, for more content, check out the podcast. So till next week when we do it all again, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.